Hello everyone, it's Sabrina from the Combe family, and today we are going to talk about the 10 things that I miss about America. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I miss, and I say all the time, is I miss a hot shower. So just being able to turn on the hot water and have the hot water pour on you is just a complete dream to me right now. So we don't have hot water, so we just heat up the water in a kettle and then we put it in the basin mixed with a little bit of cold water, and then we have a warm water like basin bath. So we actually bought a large basin so that you could actually sit in it and have kind of like somewhat of a bath, but it is still just not the same as having super hot water just stream down on you. So that is the number one thing I miss so much. So the number two thing that I miss that is now coming up is Veterans Day. That is my all-time favorite holiday. I am, if you don't know, a veteran of the United States Air Force, and I just miss it so much. Since the year that I went into the military, I would make a schedule of places that we would go, because if you guys don't know, or if you're not from America, there's many restaurants, places where you could get free haircuts, places where you could get discounts on just regular items on Veterans Day if you're a veteran. So if you have a veteran ID card, or if you have your DD-214, you are able to go to these places and mainly get free food. So many places. So I would make a schedule, and I would take all of my friends with me and all of my military friends, especially my best friend Nikki, and I would just make her come with me to all of these places. And then once we had kids, we would take our daughters and share the food, because it's usually so much food, and we would go like 2 places breakfast, 2 places lunch, 2 places dinner, then 2 places in between, because some places you can only go there and get food to eat there, and then some places you could get food to go. So we would get the food to go in between going to breakfast and lunch. So then we would have food for our family, our friends, whoever. It was just a fun activity to do. So I am going to miss that so much. I told Shahad that I want him to like go talk to like a little restaurant hotel like owner and tell them like he will pay the bill like later on, and to just like tell me, oh, the bill is taken care of, happy Veterans Day, and make me feel special. But I don't really know if we're actually gonna do that. But yeah, I just miss that so much, like the acknowledgement of what we've done for the country of America. But I am in Kenya now, so they don't care what we did for America. But yes, that is one of the things that I miss so much about America. That is my all-time favorite holiday. I'm sad about it. But we're going to do something special on Veterans Day. I just don't know what yet. Okay, so the number 3 item is fast food. And granted, I am not a huge fast food fan, but there are certain things that I miss so much. Chipotle. I miss Chipotle so much. And I have tried to replicate the burrito at Chipotle, and it's just not the same. It's not Chipotle. So yeah, that one makes me so sad. And Jack in the Box tacos. Yes, they're horrible for you and they're like not good quality, but I just miss them. The crunchiness, the sogginess, all of it. I miss it so much. So those are the 2 things. I used to get extra lettuce on my tacos at Jack in the Box. I miss them so much. And also sushi. So right before we left California, me and Nikki, my best friend, we discovered this amazing sushi place that we would go to all the time, and it was like, I don't know, I think the standard price for sushi maybe like $8 for like a crunchy California roll. That's my faves. And yeah, I would get it all the time with hella soy sauce, and definitely not a possibility here. Even when you go to like fast food, like foreign fast food restaurants here, you have to take a car, which the car costs like $8 to get there, $8 to get back. We live in a place on the outskirts of Nairobi, so you can't even get things delivered to where we live. So instead of paying $8 for a sushi roll, you're gonna pay like so much money to get there, to get back, and then it's not just me anymore, it's me and Shaha and our 2 daughters, so then that meal is going to cost what, like $35 plus getting there and getting back, so it's just out of the question for us here. So I make sushi at home. It's not the same, but it does the trick. Okay, so that was number 3. Number 4 is something that you might not think about. A quiet house and indoor climate. So I put those 2 together because I feel like they correlate. So here, because houses are made of brick, there's no insulation, there's no brick and then something to coat the walls and then more brick. It's just one layer of brick. So because of that, you can hear everything in the house. Like when the girls go to sleep and I go to check to make sure the doors are locked, they wake up because they hear me making sure the doors are locked. Or if somebody goes to the bathroom, everybody in the house wakes up because they could hear you open your door, they could hear you go into the bathroom, they could hear you flush the toilet. So everything you do in this house, even putting on like your slippers, like these are the slippers that we wear inside, even putting on your slippers and walking around, you can hear somebody walking around, you know? So it's just like you can hear everything. And that kind of goes along with indoor climate. So in America, it doesn't matter so much what the climate is outside because you're indoors. So if it's the dead of summer in Arizona, it doesn't really matter because you go from your air-conditioned house to your air-conditioned car to your air-conditioned grocery store and back again, you know? So you want to wear a sweatshirt because the air conditioner is too cold, by all means, but you're usually always comfortable. But here, there is no such thing as air conditioner, as heater, as anything like that. We have like a plug-in like space heater and we have like fans, like if we get hot, but that's about it, you know? So like when we were on the coast in March, that's like the hottest month of the year, and it was just unbelievably hot. Like you couldn't sleep. Like I was sleeping on the tiles because it was so hot. So hot. So that is one thing that I definitely miss, being able to turn the air conditioner on and just be cold. Okay, so number 5 is diversity. And if you guys know me at all, you would know that this is something that you wouldn't think would be on my list, but I kind of correlate it to Beyonce, right? Beyonce is famous. And I'm not saying I'm Beyonce. Beyonce is famous, and so she can't walk to the grocery store by herself, right? She can't just, oh, I'm really craving some Cheez-Its. Let me go to the grocery store and get me and my daughter some Cheez-Its, you know? Like, she can't do that. Like, she has to have assistants do it for her and blah, 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 you know? And it becomes this whole situation. And so that's kind of how I feel on a certain level here. I can't just go out and be a part of the crowd, you know? Like in America, if I want to go to Walmart, I go to Walmart and I walk in just like everybody else and I get whatever I want in my cart. Nobody's staring at me. Nobody cares that I'm another white lady in Walmart, you know? But being in Kenya and that there's so very few foreigners or specifically white people, it's like all heads turn. Depending on where you are, even more so. If you're at the high-end malls, less. But if you're where we live or on the coast in the village, people stare till you're out of their like range of sight, right? So it's kind of difficult, not all the time, but sometimes on those days where you just like don't want to have to talk to somebody or don't want to have to entertain somebody staring at you all the time, it can be a little exhausting sometimes. So that is number 6. Number 6 on my list. Okay, so number 7 is convenience of a car. So I wanted to be specific here because I hate driving. I hate driving, but I love the convenience of having a car. So if we had a car, we would go a lot more places here in Kenya just because we would be able to get in the car, only have to pay for gas, and go wherever we wanted to go, you know? But because we don't have that convenience, we have to constantly get a car everywhere we go. And because we live on the outskirts of Nairobi, it costs us around $8 every time we go into Nairobi and costs us $8 every time we come home. So that's $16 round trip to go into town just to eat a meal or to go to the grocery store or whatever, you know? And you might think, oh, that's not a lot at all, but it's a lot in Kenya, and it definitely adds up when me and my husband are not working. So we don't go into town often because we don't have the convenience of a car. So number 8 is the customer is always right. So I miss that in America. In America, it's like Burger King, have it your way, right? Like the customer is always right. If you say no cheese on this burger, for example, and they bring it to you with cheese, you say, you need to take that back, and I need a fresh burger with no cheese on it, right? And they are, okay, I'm sorry about that. I guess the cook didn't get the memo, right? They are very open to fixing their errors, right? But that is not the case in Kenya. So, for example, we went to a shop in the mall and we bought a power bank. We were buying a power bank only because my phone died and we needed it for whatever, to get back home, whatever the case was. So we bought this charger, and then we open it and we plug it into my phone after we purchase it. And I had her like cut open the package because I needed it right then, and it didn't fit on the phone cover that is on my phone. So I am supposed to take off the phone cover of my phone in order to charge my phone and then put it back on every time. No, thank you. So I was like, no, like, you guys need to take this back. And they were like, no, we can't do that. And we went through this whole back and forth thing a million times because they didn't want to take it back because it was useless to me, right? Where in America, you can take anything back. You could take anything back to Amazon. You could take anything back to Walmart. You could take anything back, you know, unless you like ate it all and you just have the package left, then I guess you can't take that back. But for the most part in America, you could take back anything, you know? So being here in Kenya and knowing that like if I get a container of strawberries and I get home and half the strawberries are rotten, I can't just take them back. Besides the fact that I would have to pay for another trip to go back into town just to take them back. So it's very different in regards to the customer is always right compared to how it is in America. Okay, so number 9, the variety of foods. So there's definitely a lack of variety of foods in the grocery store and restaurants. So there are restaurants here with foreign foods. So there is good Mexican restaurants. There is some sushi restaurants that we've tried. There are, what else? There are fast food restaurants like Subway, Domino's, Pizza Hut, what else? Cold Stone, KFC. Those are the main like world-known fast food places that we have here. But in regards to different options, like if I am living back in California and I Google sushi restaurant near me, like 25 will pop up within like a 20-mile radius, right? Not the case here. There is like 2 in all of Nairobi. So that makes things very difficult. But also in the grocery store. So you go to the grocery store, and in America, first of all, there's no macaroni and cheese here, which one of my friends who's on YouTube and lives here, she has a very huge problem with that. But I'm going to use macaroni and cheese as an example. In America, you go to the grocery store, there's like 20 different kinds of mac and cheese or more, you know, like there's at least 20 different brands, and then there's like 50 different kinds, the triple cheese, the white cheese, the sharp cheese, whatever, all these different kinds of boxed macaroni and cheese, you know. But here, that's not the case, especially when it comes to foreign foods like macaroni and cheese and things like that. If they do have something that is a foreign food, they have one of that item, and then you have to find it. So yeah, that becomes very difficult because you don't have that variety that you had in America. So you know, you like this exact brand and this exact type. You know, for example, my mom with her macaroni and cheese, she likes the extra creamy one, but Safari only likes the original one, right? So they have those options in America. In Kenya, no, there's no options like that, right? So there are options when it comes to Kenyan foods. So for example, rice. There are many different brands of rice, and to me it's just all the same, right? Or ugali flour. There's many different types of brands of ugali flour. To me it is all the same, you know? So things like that. I guess that probably Kenyans could say the same thing about us, like, why do you have this many different macaroni and cheese. They're all the same, you know, but that's the American in me. I don't know. And the last one that I wanted to bring up is bringing groceries and other items home. So this is a huge issue, and an issue that I actually have faced in other countries that we have lived in, including China, including Mexico. So you can't just buy whatever you want at the grocery store and think that, oh, I'm gonna get this to my house, no problem. You know, it's very difficult to get things to your house because you have to carry them a lot of the times. So especially when you're getting something at the local market or at the local shops, you're not paying a car to take you less than half a mile from that shop to your house. So you have to walk with all of these items, you know. When we get a car and we go to the grocery store in Nairobi, then the car is bringing us most of the way to our gate, right? But it's still really cumbersome to have to carry all of those bags into the gate, into our house, you know, and the person driving the car usually helps us take the bags out of the car, and it's just like a process, you know. So actually I've read statistics that say in America 1/3 of your grocery bill is liquids. So that's juices, that's sodas, that's waters, and like throwaway water bottles, that's what else? Alcohol. All of those type of liquids are 1/3 of your budget. So think about how heavy that is. In America, you never have to think of, oh, like my groceries are too heavy, so I shouldn't get this or that. But we have to think about that a lot. We think about, oh, like let's just get a powder version of this, or oh, like soap, we get a powder soap, you know, because carrying the liquid is just excess weight that we don't need. We have water at home, we can mix the soap with water, right? So we think about those things all the time because it is very strenuous and tedious to have to carry all of those groceries into your house every time you go grocery shopping. So those were my 10 things that I miss about America. I really want to hear what you guys would miss if you left America, or if you have already left America, what have you missed thus far? I think these videos are so interesting to me because I love seeing what people's priorities are when it comes to their country and how they grew up and what they're willing to sacrifice and what they wish that they could bring with them. You know, I wish I could bring a hot shower with me, but it doesn't really work like that. So I'm glad that you guys watched this video, and thank you for supporting us in our YouTube journey. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you guys in our next video. Bye!